real estate journey smooth. Remember, it's Berg Title. Call them at 850-250-2900. That's Berg Title, your partner for a worry-free real estate experience in Panama City and Panama City Beach.
Your daughter doesn't want to talk about why her room is a horrible mess. Your son doesn't want to talk about why he's wearing mismatching socks. Your spouse doesn't want to talk about their bad haircut. Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk to plan for an emergency. Pack basic supplies in a go bag: water, canned food, flashlights, batteries, medical supplies, IDs, and some cash. Talk about where you'll meet in case you lose one another. And of course, don't forget to pack the dog treats. Talk to your family and make an emergency plan. Go to nyc.gov/readyny or call 311 to make your family's emergency plan. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
Somewhere there's a river rushing through the woods while someone rushes through their day. There's a mountain looking up at the sky while someone looks down at their phone. A trail waiting to be walked while someone waits for a latte. This world is full of somewheres waiting for someone just like you. So go see yours at 154 national forests and 20 grasslands. And to learn more, visit nationalforest.org. The National Forest Foundation. See your somewhere.
My muscles ached. I was tired all the time.
My son had a full-blown asthma attack. It came out of nowhere.
The unsettling thing about some symptoms is
I had a fever and these terrible headaches.
you don't always know what's causing them.
It was Lyme disease from a tick bite.
I had Zika virus from a mosquito.
He had a reaction to cockroach allergens.
Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit pestrol.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Go home for Super Bowl 58. WGSX, WVLQ Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat. The Inside Drive. From college to the pros. Interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. It's been a hot minute, but we are back in studio. It is the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Sitting inside these beautiful Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. Give us a call today. I've got some stuff planned, but Jay told me before the show that he hasn't watched sports in forever. So glad to see nothing's changed since we've been doing this thing.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, which we appreciate, that's for sure. But give us a call, 850-215-6290. You can obviously listen live and local on 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and X, I almost said Twitter.
Yep.
And you just got to search ESPN Northwest Florida. And then, of course, you can download our free mobile app. Where, Jay? Do you still remember?
Google Play Store or Apple Store.
That one you do need to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. But yes, give us a call, 850-215-6290. A lot's transpired since our last show in the sports world. A lot of things going on the PGA Tour. A lot of things going on the LIV Tour. A lot of things obviously going on in the sports world in general. The NBA trade deadline is tomorrow. It's Super Bowl week. Huge shout out to David Hayes, who, you know, when we started the football season this year, we all picked who we thought would be in the Super Bowl. And guess who David Hayes picked?
Did he pick the two?
He picked the 49ers Niners and the Chiefs. Yeah.
Wow.
He's been on fire this year.
Yeah, but I did transition over into the Ravens, though. I did think that the Ravens were going to take care of the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, but that's still what you picked the first week of the season. Right. He did pick the Niners to win, though, so hopefully...
And I'm staying with that.
Hopefully that holds true. I think it's time.
What's the line on that game right now?
Right now, I think it's down to 1.5. It opened at 2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm hoping for?
Which is crazy. Because if I was betting, I would money line the Chiefs all day, which I think is the most popular Super Bowl bet right now. We'll talk about some of the fun prop bets and all that stuff later on today.
Cool.
But yeah, should be a good football game. Mahomes is trying to become the first NFL player, if I can remember this off the top of my head, which is going to be a pun nowadays, to win 3 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs in the first 6, maybe 7 seasons. I can't remember what the exact stat is, but it's something crazy. Like Larry Bird did it. Guy Lafleur did it. I know you don't know that name, but he's one of the most famous hockey players out there. No, not one NFL player has ever done 3 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs in either their first 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, just unbelievable Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And, have you been watching any? A stupid question. You just told me you haven't watched anything. There's one thing that's fun about Super Bowl week is all the interviews and the candid stuff that goes on with the media. And there's just been some great interviews and some fun stuff. A lot of good content out there to check out if you're bored and want to watch some fun stuff. But
is your boy Brock Purdy ready?
Oh, I think so.
You think so?
I think so. Second year in the league. I think he's the 3rd youngest quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl. But he's been talking to Joe Montana and Steve Young quite a bit this week, trying to get some good advice from those guys. But the one thing, what I think now, and you know I'm a huge Brock Purdy fan, obviously, I'm a huge Niners fan. During the NFC Championship, I was wearing my Christian McCaffrey jersey in the hotel room for the first half. Took it off in the halftime and put my Brock Purdy jersey on. Well, we all know what happened after that. So now it's definitely the Brock Purdy jersey going to be wearing this Sunday.
There you go.
That's for
but
sure.
do you chance that, though? Don't you want to be able to change into the Brock Purdy jersey? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you start with the CMC?
I know, it's a tough decision. It's a tough decision. I was also wearing bad luck socks, too, that day as well.
No.
But I took those off.
What color are they?
Well, they were San Francisco 49ers socks.
Oh, okay.
Which aren't always good.
Turn them inside out, maybe.
A lot of hockey players do that.
Do they?
That's what I do whenever it's getting laundry time.
Yeah. Jay does that with his undies.
That's it.
Hey, longevity.
That's right.
Saving on some chores, that is for sure. But do want to talk a little bit about, since I haven't had a chance to talk about it, and David did probably talk about it on his show, The Afternoon Underdogs, which will be coming up at 4 p.m. this afternoon, about the flag football. It was just, and I don't know, obviously you saw it. David Hayes' post about the season.
Oh,
I've never seen a better post and just summing up why you get involved in youth sports. Like that post, David, I read it so many times. It was just so fantastic.
You know, you get a lot of credit in that. First and foremost, all credit to Jesus Christ.
Of course.
But secondly would be you, because I mean the moment that I stepped on the field and saw the kids like buying into what it is that you're saying, they're having fun, and it was like, man, this is awesome. I always thought that, you know, trying to coach little kids would be such a chore, and then just to see the way that they bought into it and were having fun, I was like, man, this is awesome. And then to see all of what goes, you don't notice it as much as a kid, but all that goes on just to put these leagues on, and some of the things you see behind the scenes, and you're like, man, there's a lot of work, and I'm very appreciative of all of it, because it gives an opportunity to these kids. So all of that basically was just because of how awesome you are.
No. That was fun. It was a fun season. But it's just a great group of kids, a great group of parents. And, you know, those 2 games, I wish I could have been up more. And I appreciate David running plays back and forth. We even had walkie-talkies in the championship game. But, we're calling him play. I was going to try to get a headset for Liam, but I don't think the league would have allowed that. But yeah, no, it was an unbelievable experience. And the kids just, I mean, they rose to the occasion. I mean, you were there. You came.
Man, the semifinal game, I was there listening to your speech, and it was amazing. I think it was like a minute left in the fourth quarter or second half, and you know, you basically just lit a fire under them, and they knew, like you told them, you're going to remember this.
Well, that's one thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I kind of forgot about that. But how often do you sit around with your buddies, especially buddies you might have grown up with in your hometown, wherever it may be, or you haven't seen somebody in a while and you go back and you talk about all these moments that happened when you were younger and stuff you'll never forget. And a lot of those revolve around sports. And they had a massive opportunity that night to create memories that they would never forget. And they rose to the occasion. and they made it happen. And I have never been more proud of a group of kids and coaches than I have in my entire life.
You got that right.
They just, they stepped up when they had to, and, they had their back. Even in the championship game, I know we didn't come out on top, but we were down by 8 points twice in that game. And we could have easily just tucked our tails between our legs and let that game play out. Because the Patriots are a good team. They are bigger. We were definitely outmatched. But sometimes that doesn't matter when you're playing these kind of games. And they came back twice, and we were 1 2-point conversion from tying that thing up late in the game. And they kept driving down the field and getting ourselves an opportunity, because that's all sports is. That's what life is. Giving yourself an opportunity to succeed. And if you're not giving yourself that opportunity, you're not doing what's right.
That's right.
Can I just say, it's great to have you back, my friend.
It's great to be back. It's great to be back.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying not to talk as fast as I normally do, because I'm definitely a little jittery and a little tired, but we'll get through this, no problem. That's for sure. But just kudos to Southern Elite Sports and everybody involved, all the sponsors, Beach House Sales and Development. Just, like David said, there's a lot that goes into making that stuff successful. You can't just show up each night and tell the kids to go out there and practice and play or whatever it may be. You got to have people paint the field. You got to have the referees. It is a concerted effort of organization, and it's all for the kids. So that, the more I see kids doing sports, the less opportunity they have of, staying in front of a screen or getting themselves in trouble or whatever it may be. And we have such an active youth sports community here in Bay County, and it's just, it's a really cool thing to have a somewhat small involvement in, and looking forward to continuing on. And we're pivoting to baseball now, and got to give a shout out to a University Academy girls soccer yesterday. Got the dub 7-0 over Palm Bay. They're now 4-0 on the season. Talk about a good group of athletes. That University Academy girls soccer team is pretty fantastic, and very proud to watch them play, and proud to watch Ryan be out there play. She took one from Cheney, who's on our team. She is fantastic. She's got a huge leg, and she ripped one and hit Ryan right in the back. And she had a nice little mark, but no, it was fun. It was fun. Also, hadn't had a chance to do the updates as much because we've been out for a couple of weeks, but thanks Chris Fall for sending in the middle school boys basketball results from yesterday. Jinx was on a bye. They're the defending champion. Bayhaven beat Merritt Brown 36-18. Rutherford won 47-21 over University Academy. Surfside won in a close one, 22-13 over Breakfast Point Academy, and then Mowat beat Bozeman 45-13. Were you at that one?
I did not make it to that one yesterday. I've been to all the other ones. I think Bozeman's playing Rutherford Thursday, I believe.
Rutherford and Jinx are stout.
They are stout.
Stout.
Yes.
The future of those boys basketball programs at those high schools is in a good place. So Rutherford's 5-0 after 5 rounds, so to speak. Jinx is 4-0 after they just had a bye. Surfside's 4-1. Bayhaven's 3-2. Mowat's 3-2. Breakfast Point's 1-3. UA, Merritt Brown, and Bozeman are all 0-4. We got the 6th round game coming up tomorrow, Thursday, the 8th. University is going to be at Merritt Brown. Jinx will be at Surfside. Bozeman will be at Rutherford. And Mowat will be at Breakfast Point Academy. Nice. So a lot of good middle school basketball, boys basketball, and girls soccer going on right now. So just a lot of fun stuff going on. That's for sure. And you got a lot of fun stuff coming up as well, right?
I do. I got a lot going on.
January's done. We're in February now. Days are getting a minute and a half longer each day. The weather is slowly getting warmer, which we appreciate. And that means more time to get out there on the golf course, right? And you've got some seriously cool opportunities coming up for, speaking of the youth of Bay and the surrounding counties. What do you got coming up here in a little bit?
So, we tried to do that Super 6 Elite Series back.
The alliteration. Super 6 Elite.
Or Elite Super 6.
SSS, whatever it was.
About 8 weeks ago, and then the weather kept getting us. Well, finally, I think this weekend we're finally going to be able to get it going. Me and Michael Shears are going to get together this weekend and have a good time with some kids. I know, next week is President's Day, I think. So the kids will be out next week. There are still some spots available next weekend for the Elite Super 6 Series. That qualification is anywhere between ages 13 and 17. And you must have played in some sort of kids tournament, high school match, whatever it may be, just to qualify for this camp. But we're going to teach them, it's going to be more about Michael Shears him playing more. We're not going to really do a lot of instruction, if you will, but we're going to get him out on the golf course. And then for the little kids, I guess ages 7 to 12, I had to think about that. I couldn't remember if it was 7 to 13 or 7 to 12. We do have a spring golf camp coming up, kicking off March 11th.
It's insane. Somebody said, like, our first baseball games are the week of March, or the first week of March.
Yeah.
I was like, God, that's so far away. And I was like, wait, no, it's not. It's in like 3 weeks.
I know.
It is almost March, which is insane.
And I know with being a parent and stuff, I mean, I'll start getting text messages from parents in March going, hey, what is summer junior camp?
They got to line up the plans. Yeah. You got to plan far out in advance.
You do.
You going here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, you got that.
I saw yesterday, now that we're a one driving family, we went across the bridge, I think, 6 times yesterday.
Nice.
And finished it with a baseball practice at Sudeth Park. So
there you go.
But again, like I said, the more your kids are involved in sports and doing that kind of stuff, the less other things that they can get involved in. That's why sports is so wonderful.
Absolutely.
But yes, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. March 11th, this Monday, 4 to 5 p.m. That program's going to go for 8 weeks, all the way until the 1st of May. And so, yeah, you can get signed up at golfwithjay.com. Kids don't need golf clubs. If they do have golf clubs, that's great. They don't have to. It's an introduction to golf, if you will.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing some really cool stuff.
That's awesome.
Chipping, driving, doing some closest to the pin
all
competitions.
the pertinent things.
Yep.
All the pertinent things.
Yep. And
it's good stuff.
Yeah, man, we're excited.
The new app from 104.3.
Jay Henley's golf tip of the week. You hadn't done one of those in a little while, have you?
It has been a while. It's been
a while.
It's been a while.
Since a tip of the week. At least on the radio show.
It's been a while. Whoa, who was that? It's been a while.
Stained.
Oh, that's the Stained.
Yep.
I get Stained and Creed mixed up
We've had this conversation before.
Okay, all right.
Some similar inflection in their voices, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. You excited for Usher in the Super Bowl?
I didn't know he was coming.
Again.
I didn't even know that either, brother.
Really? He's the halftime guy.
Yeah.
You guys thought it was Taylor Swift, didn't you?
Yeah. Is Savage 21 coming with him?
Savage 21.
Or 21 Savage, I'm sorry.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I saw Usher in concert once when I was growing up in New Jersey. One of my good buddies, Ray, his dad was a distributor for tobacco products, and he always used to get like promo tickets to the PNC Bank Arts Center up there off the Turnpike in New Jersey. And one time we went and saw Usher.
How good was that?
It was good, but it was very provocative.
Was it?
He pulled some people on the stage, and they had a bed on the stage. It was very provocative.
What?
Yeah, not even kidding.
Oh, my gosh.
You might want to close your eyes come the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, there's always something happening at the halftime Super Bowl.
Your favorite was Janet, wasn't it?
It was. That was a good one.
Never a dull moment there.
What did they call that? A wardrobe malfunction?
Yeah. I like how you exactly know what it was called. And you put it in air quotes, too. That was good. Do you put stuff in air quotes if you're saying the correct thing?
I don't know. I'm not even an air quote kind of guy.
I don't see you use air quotes very often.
It does make sense, though, right? Because it's like a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, that was actually perfect use of air quotes, because was it or wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But, wardrobe disruption.
A lot of stuff going on out there in Vegas. Pretty crazy. They're going to allow the players to bet as soon as the Super Bowl is over. So, like, if they're staying around in Vegas and all that stuff, they're going to, because they're not allowed to bet. That's what they're both are staying off the Strip. Not that there's not casinos off the Strip, but
okay.
But yeah, natural grass field there in Allegiant Stadium that was grown out there in California and then brought in and all that cool stuff. So, David, who determines? And I should know this. Who determines the home team in the Super Bowl?
It's every other year.
Oh, so it just switches.
Flip flops. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like last year
was the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. That's why the Chiefs were wearing white.
Yep.
You know what I remember this morning?
What's that?
That holding call on the final drive.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what game?
The Super Bowl.
Oh, from last year.
Yep. I forget who got called for it. Bradbury.
Bradbury. Yeah. And it's like they kind of let them play all game.
And then
the trickiest which it was a foul.
It was a hold.
Just be consistent throughout the game, though, and so that doesn't so crazy because you've been calling it all game.
And the only reason I thought about that is like, I swear if something like that happens in this one, I might lose it. And I got to keep myself calm during this game. So, but I don't know why I'm thinking that. But we do have a caller on the line, and he's now a Brock Purdy fan because Brock Purdy was asked the question. You know, he played high school football. He grew up in Arizona, and he was asked the question in one of the press conferences if he was an Arizona or an Arizona State fan. And he said no, he was a Florida Gator fan. He was a big fan of Tim Tebow. And this caller on the line is also a huge Florida Gator fan, and that is, Jay?
Travis.
Travis is on the line. Travis, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about y'all?
Doing good. Doing good. Thank you for calling, and glad to hear your voice on the radio.
Yeah, it's great to hear your voice on the radio too. I haven't.
Good to be back.
I've been doing a couple things, and haven't been able to do much on the radio or anything like that. But I was going to tell you, I am a very big Brock Purdy fan now. I was before, but now I'm even more one. He just finds more ways to get you to like him.
That's right. He's a likable dude.
I don't know how you can be so likable and just add more to it. But about your speech that Jay was talking about how, you know, the kids are going to remember it and all that. You know, I got to thinking, and some of my best friends throughout my whole life came from 1 year. I mean, I played more than 1 year, but 1 year of AA baseball. They were all on my team, and they were some of my best friends throughout my, you know, up to now life.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, man.
That's the beauty of sports.
Yeah,
it's the beauty of sports, and that stuff you'll just never forget. And when you're a kid, especially when they're their age, you know, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, you don't realize it. You don't realize it until you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where I was just really trying to stress with them, look, you know, these opportunities don't come around very often. Even just playing in these leagues, like, you know, how often do you get to play, you know, in the championship games or in the semifinal games or whatever it may be? And, you know, they'll be talking about that forever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And the funny thing is, the funniest part about it is you know, when I in AA, I was so young, I was probably 7, 8 years old. And, well, it was in 2008, so I was a little older. But anyway, so the guy, one of the guys that I knew, he lived around me. So me and him were good friends for a while. I mean, I still, you know, keep up with him, but we don't talk as much. The other one, believe it or not, is actually kind of funny. I didn't even know he was on the team. We actually became pretty good friends about 4 years later when we went to the same school, and we just all hung around the same people. And then come to figure out, you know, we had played on the same team years ago.
That's awesome.
So
that is cool.
It's something, those kids' sports, you know, people don't look at it very much, but that is a special thing for the children.
Absolutely.
You know, I'll take it a step further, too. I mean, I can remember a lot of coaches in my life, you know, through baseball and stuff like that. But for some reason, like referee or umpires, I don't know why, but I'd always looked up to the umpires. And, you know, I just remember having conversations with them, you know, just in the shortstop position, you know, because the umpire would always hang out around second base. And, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think enough credit goes out to the referees and umpires, too. I mean, they do a good job.
It's a thankless job, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The funny thing about, real quick, I know y'all fixing to go, but the coach's mom and dad of that same team. So the coach and his son were actually the people that we have figured out when we moved in the neighborhood that they were, you know, lived close to us. But his parents lived around there too. You know, my buddy's grandparents. And every Saturday was pancake day. So every Saturday, all of us would get up in the morning. We would all make it special. None of us slept in. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. We had to be at Grandma's house to eat pancakes, and she'd feed every one of us.
That's a good memory right there.
Love that.
Yeah.
That is
good stuff.
I mean, they're both his parents are gone now, but that was a crazy. They lived on a house on the corner, and you'd only have to ride your bike just a little bit, and we would go to his grandma's house, and and eat pancakes and just talk. He was the craziest dude. He said the craziest stuff. His grandpa, he said things that I don't even think existed. He would say something, shucky dern. That was the one thing. And it was...
That's gold.
That is gold.
Good God, Gertie. That was another one. And, you know, all of us kids would just get on the Southern accent and say, well, shucky dern. And just kind of, that's what he would do. And as we grew up, it became even more. But it is funny.
That's good stuff, Travis. Hey, we appreciate the phone call, and give us a call later this week. We'll continue to talk about the Super Bowl for these next 3 days, that's for sure, and love to hear your analysis and some predictions later on, as it is the last NFL game of the year coming up this Sunday, and it will be broadcast right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I'm saying that like I know that that's a fact, but I see David shaking his head, so...
I was in my thoughts. Well, say that again one more time.
We are broadcasting the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I thought we were. I thought we were. Just before I speak out of turn. Yeah.
Coverage starts at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
There you go. A lot of good pregame stuff going on there, and kickoff will be right about a little bit after 5:30 Central Time. That's for sure. Travis, we appreciate you as always. Have a great rest of your day. You guys are listening to the Inside Drive. It feels good to be back, Jay Henley.
Yes,
when we
sir.
get back, we'll talk a little bit more about some of those flag football results and some other things going on locally here in Bay County. You're listening to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Getting your biggest tax refund from Jackson Hewitt can lead to some spirited reactions.
Jackson Hewitt!
Jackson Hewitt is so sure that you'll get your biggest refund that if they don't, you get your money back plus $100.
Jackson Hewitt!
And Jackson Hewitt also guarantees the accuracy of your return for life. So don't just sit there. For your biggest refund guaranteed, walk into a Jackson Hewitt today and dance out Jackson Hewitt! Yeah!
Broadcasting live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios.
Have a quick stretch first.
The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
Must have pulled something playing hoops last week.
And Jay Henley.
I know you're not putting that rock up from here. You ain't got no J.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. We're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I'd be remiss. I was supposed to channel my inner Dusty Slay today and say, are you having a good time, Jay? We're having a good show.
Yeah.
It's a hot show. We're having a good show.
Right?
If you haven't, you still need to see him. He is hilarious. I've watched him too many times in the last 2 weeks. But he says, I like to tell the audience that we're having a good show. I don't ask them if we're having a good show because that gives them the opportunity to answer. So I tell them we're having a good show. So I'm just going to start doing that from now on.
Smart.
We're having a good show. Right. And then he always goes like this when he's in the crowd, and it's funny. Beth had commented on the post, and I had forgot to do it in the first segment. So here we are.
Dusty
Slay. Netflix, though, and we all know you don't have Netflix, so. Because there's a list of like 20 things that we've given you for Netflix.
I know.
I watched Fire Island again the other night. because I hadn't watched it in a couple of years. That's still so good.
Is that a reality show?
No, that's the one where they created the party in the Bahamas, the Exuma, with Ja Rule and Blink-182 and all that, and then people went down there and there wasn't anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's disappointing.
Yeah, very. But
at least you're in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But, no, it's pretty wild. You need to watch that one if you haven't.
I will.
I'll send you all the list.
All right.
You know what? When's your birthday? June?
August 19th.
That's right, August 19th. I'm going to get you a Netflix subscription for your birthday. Maybe it'll be an early birthday present. Valentine's Day is a week from today.
It is.
But you don't forget.
Okay, I won't.
How's Sailor Day?
What are we going to remember that for?
All the people in your life are going to be remembering it. They're going to be showering you with gifts.
I just can't believe, look, you were born August 5th, 1985. Well, I'm correct. I can't believe your nickname was never Ocho Cinco. I mean, right? Ocho Cinco?
I'm not Spanish.
There's Chad Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, there's Chad Ocho Cinco.
That's right.
Hey, maybe we could start something.
Or maybe he is. I can't say that for certain.
Yeah. We don't know. He's maybe not Spanish. I don't know. He could be.
Oh, goodness.
No, August 5th, 1985. A lot of 8s and 5s in there.
That's right.
I never even thought to use that as like my number or anything like that.
That'd be a cool hockey number, too.
85?
Yeah, because I don't think that I see that number.
No, you don't see it a whole lot.
It'd be like a goalie's number or something.
Yeah. You see a lot of 80s, but you don't see a lot of 85s.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What is that in football? Like an offensive line number or something?
Wide receiver.
It is.
Chad Ocho Cinco.
Okay.
Well,
it has changed a little bit. You're seeing a lot. The numbers are certainly a lot more different. Traditionally, your 80s were wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally. But
yeah,
teach his own nowadays.
Right.
There's no rhyme.
It really is.
Yeah.
It pretty much is. Yeah.
They brought zero back.
Yeah.
Do you just say zero? Or do you say number 0? Like, number 13 has the ball. Do you say number 0 has the ball or 0 has the ball?
I've never heard number 0 before.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So there's your answer.
But that gets, that's...
No value running down the field.
Yes. Prime numbers.
0, that would look like a kicker to me, I guess, maybe.
Or the running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, right? DeAndre Swift?
I think DeAndre Swift is 0, yeah.
Wears 0?
You got Calvin Ridley, who wears 0, wide receiver for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
We could pull up the whole list of zeros if I won't.
You could.
But your number's always been 13.
13.
Which you were wearing.
Which is ironic that Brock Purdy's number is also 13.
I know, right?
Do you know what... There's I didn't save this one because it was really one of those far-fetched ones. But it's Super Bowl 58, right? What's 5 plus 8?
13.
There you go. There's several other ones too.
Ooh.
Like there was a couple that were tied to Taylor Swift. It was so funny at baseball practice last night because I was wearing my new Niners shoes and all my Niners gear because this is the last week to really wear a lot of Niners gears. Unless we win the Super Bowl, then I will continue to wear Niners gear for the rest of the year until next season, as I should, for sure.
Yeah.
And people are like, "You're a Niners fan?" They're like, "We're Swifties." I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, yes, she brought $331.5 billion worth of brand value to the NFL. Million. Right? Did I say billion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a lot,
Yeah,
bro.
no, million. Million. It's definitely million. I don't know why.
335 or whatever.
That's still a lot, yeah, but 335 billion would be ridiculous. That's like the PIF fund there for the Live Tour.
I mean, you could use a chunk of that to get America out of debt.
Yeah.
Right?
Because we're trillions of dollars in debt. But yes, I mean, there is no doubt that she has certainly increased the brand value and the viewership for the NFL. There is no doubt because she brought in another group of audience. So I know there's a lot of people that just don't like it. They think she's ruining football, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, you know what? The more people watching NFL football and that actually care about it, it's better for everybody.
I agree.
Well, but that's the operative term right there, right? Like, they didn't say we're pulling for the Chiefs.
No, yeah.
They said we're
Swifties.
for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like, so, but I'm right there with you. Like, I don't hate it at all. In fact, I think it brings a cool element to the game that we really haven't seen, and it's just like everything else. Like it can be divisive, and people are letting it bother them. But it's like, I don't see the big deal in it. I think that it's a cool thing, and I think that the greatest thing about it is, like you said, it brings a demographic that had no opportunity of getting into football and feeling accepted into football without that. And so even if they're pulling for Swiftie, good. Okay, you're going to watch the Super Bowl, and you might pay attention attention to more what's happening in the 4 quarters than the commercials now. So you know what? Thank you, Taylor Swift. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's and that goes right into that brand value, right? Because they're bringing more audience on these commercials and the ads, and that's where your value, because they're saying this is definitely going to be the most watched Super Bowl of all time, no doubt.
Now, do you think she slips in to the halftime show?
No. She's got a concert in Japan, I think the day before. And she's literally going to be getting there like right before the Super Bowl starts or something like that.
And she really does seem, as much she doesn't want all of this attention.
No.
She don't want this, but
Chick's got more money than any of us would ever know what to do with.
Yeah, and I don't think she's the type of person who would like to take the spotlight from someone else. You know what I mean? Right. So if it's Usher's time, it's Usher's time. So
yeah,
no halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that Macho Man?
No, it's supposed to be Lil Jon, but we'll go with a mixture of Macho Man and Randy Savage.
Little combo.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah. Slim Jims.
He was a pro baseball player.
Was he?
Yeah, played for the Cardinals.
I didn't
Macho
know
Man?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if he played MLB level. I just heard somehow found about it saw it on social media.
That's cool. Macho Man Randy Savage. Do you know what the main ingredient in a Slim Jim is?
Sausage.
Ground beef.
Mechanically separated chicken parts.
Okay.
No way.
Ground chicken.
That's what I've always told my kids. I love Slim Jims.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fantastic.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I'll snap into a mechanically separated chicken any day.
Yeah. I just showed the kids that one time on one of the teams, and they're like, no way, you're lying. I was like, read the ingredients on that Slim Jim. First thing. They're like, huh. It's the best mechanically separated chicken ever.
Question about Slim Jims. Now, I've seen people who, like, you open them, you take them out of the package, but there's also that casing around the Slim Jim. Do you take the casing off, or do you just snap right into it?
No, it's part of the excitement of a Slim Jim.
There you go.
If you take the casing, it's like you eat the sausage with the casing on it,
for
right?
sure.
It's part of it.
Now, is it an impulse buy for you, or is it like you're walking in to go get a Slim Jim at a convenience
both
store?
the kids. No, I don't go there to get Slim Jims.
On the way to the store to get a Slim Jim. Y'all need anything?
Yeah. Going to go pick up my Slim Jim this week. Y'all need anything? But no, both the kids like Slim Jims, so they usually end up in their lunches. So it's kind of part of the grocery routine, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Here's where I draw the line, though. I only like the short Slim Jims. You know those huge, giant Slim Jims? They just don't taste the same to me.
Yeah.
Really?
And maybe it's mental. I don't know.
Larger chickens, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
They are a little bit more like the snap into the Slim Jim is snappier on the shorter ones.
No, that's a great analysis.
What flavor? Like, do you have a flavor? Because now they got like the Doritos flavors.
No, just the OG, the original flavor.
I like the Tabasco flavored one.
Ooh.
Yeah,
a little spice in that Slim Jim.
Which Cheez-Its do the same thing, right? But they've taken away the Tabasco, and it's just like a regular generic hot sauce, and they're not as good anymore to me. Still good though, but not as good.
Cheez-Its is another OG snack.
It is. Yeah.
The first couple Cheez-Its in a pack versus the last few Cheez-Its in a pack, completely different.
I agree.
Those first few Cheez-Its are just so good. But I guess you could say that with a lot of chips, though. Because I guess you get used to, like, even a bag of Lay's plain potato chips. Those first few chips are so much better than the last few. For me, anyway.
I'm with you.
I disagree because the first couple of chips are really good, but the best part of chips for me, especially when we're talking about Doritos, is all the little crumbs in the bag. You know what I mean? That last little open up the bag.
Yeah, you got to pull it taut at the
Yeah.
bottom so you don't get anything stuck.
Yep.
See, we're back.
We are.
We are back. We're having a good show. We're having a good show. You having a good time, Jay?
Yes, I am.
There you go.
Yep.
Having a good show. Hope that's still listening.
I just can't believe that the Slim Jims are like the leftover parts of a chicken is what you're telling me.
Well, and they're mechanically separated as well.
Okay.
Hey, they were never left over. Then.
Well, I mean, what do you think a hot dog is? A hot dog's just everything that didn't make it into the ground beef patty or whatever it may be. It's just all the extras.
Right.
And then they just put it together, case it up, and then you grill it. Charred or not charred?
Char
on a hot dog.
I do like a little bit of char. Yeah.
Can you handle a lot of char?
I can.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always the guy that's like, is anybody going to eat those ones? I'm like, yeah, I'll take those ones. If nobody wants those, they're fine. Burn the hell out of them.
I'm with you.
Just something about it. All right, here's another question since we're on food, which we have a tendency to get on.
Especially it's lunchtime, man.
Yeah, it is lunchtime.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to bring us lunch, feel free. We'll tell you the address. You can also Google it. You're playing golf, right? What's your go-to snack at the turn?
Oh, man. Gosh.
I know that's a tough one.
If it's bar 72, then it's a buffalo chicken quesadilla.
There you go.
That's more than a snack.
Well, I'm eating a little bit more these days.
Yeah, there you go.
A good Snickers bar and...
Frozen or regular?
Frozen. That's an idea. I've had those before. Those are good.
You don't seem enthused about it, though.
No, I mean...
Hot summer day.
Yeah.
Frozen Snickers. Pretty solid, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. What about you?
That's a good question. The hot dog with just some onions on it is pretty classic. I do enjoy the Planters peanut pack, salted.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid, too, for a good golf snack. We have these out there, the golf sticks, pretzels. Have you ever had those?
Those are good.
Whew, they're salty as hell.
Right.
They're really good.
They are
and it encourages people buying other things as well. So it's kind of like, when you're at a restaurant or a bar and they have the whatever you call them, the bar snacks.
Mm-hmm. Peanuts and whatnot.
What are the ones that are like they're not spicy?
They're not spicy.
Corn nuts?
No, not corn nuts. Maybe it is corn nuts. It might be corn nuts. Are they green? No, I'm thinking.
Oh, pistachios.
Pistachios are good too.
Those are good.
Protein, a lot of protein.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things in the golf world, especially like travel golf. You go to places like Stream Song, and they have famous things at the turn. It's become this big mainstream thing in golf. Like what you have at the turn is so important to a lot of people.
The claw.
The claw.
That's what Beth just commented on Facebook.
Oh, she's talking about my left hand.
Oh, I didn't know if maybe bear claw was like one of the things.
It does kind of but it kind of does its own thing nowadays. So she makes fun of me a lot for it.
I haven't even noticed it.
I haven't either.
It's because I'm going like this.
And she notices it because
she's watching.
Yeah.
We're having a good show.
We're having a great show.
It's a hot show. We're having a good show.
The Claw.
That's a great movie, too. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are all fantastic.
Ryan the Claw, Patrick Mulvey. I like that, man.
The Claw. Could you win at the Claw? Could you win at the Claw?
Ooh, maybe. I don't know.
Depends on what we're going for.
Yeah.
It depends. Do you think those games are rigged?
Yes.
Yeah? So it's like...
But you see a kid walking around with like a giant stuffed animal. You're like, how the heck did he get that? I just had it up. It was at the top, and then it wiggled 6 times and fell down.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Stop. Oh, and that's not Usher, I don't think.
I mean, is there anything what's some really valuable stuff in the Claw?
It depends. Depends on where you're at.
There's some.
They've got some high dollar ones.
If you're on a cruise ship, they got that game. We're off topic, but that's fine.
Yeah,
that's what I expect.
Right.
Where you there's this thing you got to push it through this hole, and it has to fit perfectly. So you've seen that?
I have.
And they'll do that for stacks of bills and stuff like that, but you have to get it exactly perfect.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody win that. But yeah, I mean, shoot, you've seen some claw games with iPhones and stuff like that, and you go to one of the places that has the ticket rings with the giant claw. I've seen people get stuff out of that.
And you never want to give up either. It's like you take 2 steps back and it's like, no, I want to try it one more time.
Yeah.
I mean, you never give up.
No.
Hey, that is good stuff right there, though. I mean, how many times, especially if you push through and then you do end up winning, man.
Right.
Just makes you feel a little bit.
Yep. It keeps you coming back.
Yeah.
Keeps you coming back to the claw. Timothy Vermette said, Turkey Sammy. That's a good one, too.
That is.
That's a good one.
Just y'all should play golf with Boston Tim one time. That man, it's me playing with y'all would be like, well, can y'all hold on for me? It's going to take me 2 shots to get to y'all's drive, but we'll get there eventually. He hits the ball a long way, though.
Did you go to...
he was at the game. That was awesome. He came out in the championship game.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah,
that was cool. A lot of people came out. It was exciting. I appreciated it.
Yeah, my brother and Terry were there, and then after he was like, man, I just got to tell you, that was really, really exciting. I'm like, dude, the whole season's been like this.
Yeah, it's fun. We're not kidding when we're talking about how exciting these games are. That's for sure. Even the special teams coordinator was there.
I was.
How many games did we have this year? We had our special teams coordinator one time.
The playoffs.
Man, if Jay would have been there the next night, I just have this feeling that
You weren't at the championship game, were you?
No, I was at the semi. Bozeman was playing Jinx that night, I think.
Oh, so you put your own kid ahead of us. I see how it is. Oh, I'll remember that in the future.
I think that a lot of it comes down to me being a Tennessee Titans fan because it was very reminiscent of 1 yard short, man, because we had the 2-point conversion.
I know. We were so close. But we got to go ahead and take a break. You guys are listening to The Inside Drive. It is glad to be back. We're having a good show. We will be right back at the end of this break.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, anyplace, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Sunshine this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 8 miles per hour coming out of the east-northeast, and look for the high to be 64. Tonight, there will be partly cloudy skies with the temperature reaching 45. Partly sunny much of the day, but with slight fog at night tomorrow with a high of 64. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
College basketball lives here. WGSX Lynn, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards in Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
And now the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
We're going to have a talk.
Tell me what you know. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's a frantic noise.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Chicken.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. One of our best stories from Jay. What was his name?
Who?
The AC guy that popped his head up in that. Y'all called him Chicken Head.
Yeah, he was fixing air conditioners in inner city.
What was his name?
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
I don't know. We just called him Chicken Head because he was having to watch his back every time he was changing out one of them capacitors.
There you go.
What was it that Travis said earlier?
The grandpa?
Scurvy Dern or something
like that. Yep. There's a lot of good sayings that come out of the South.
Yeah.
Like a lot of inappropriate ones, but a lot of ones that are like, that is ridiculous, but it's so spot on. Like, Dan Jordan, and he came to the semifinals.
Oh, yeah.
He's got so many of those.
Oh, yeah.
I can't say a lot of them on the air, but man, they catch me every time. I'll tell you guys a couple of them off the air.
Don't they always start at Meemaw's house or something like that?
Something like that. No doubt. No doubt. That's usually where it comes, on a bench somewhere, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Grandpa or somebody's about to tell you something good.
Shucky Dern.
Shucky Dern. That's a good one.
Scurvy Dern.
Scurvy like a pirate.
Yeah.
Shucky Dern. It should be on a t-shirt.
It
should be on a t-shirt.
It should.
We can make that happen, probably.
Well, it's cool, though. It's like Travis. I mean, those are memories that, man, obviously, that nobody can take those memories away from him.
Nope.
And that's
Absolutely
the cool part. And you can always bank on that and kind of reminisce and meditate and all that good stuff. And
You've been doing a lot of meditating lately?
I have. I've done a lot of meditating. Yeah, just chilling.
Nice. Chilling or meditating?
Is they're kind of the same way?
I don't know. I think like meditation's like an official thing where like you're getting into this mental state.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never meditated. Maybe we should start.
Let's.
Not on the show though.
Oh,
we have to talk.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, we do.
We're not a monastery here on the show. That's for sure. But yes. So what do you think about the PGA Tour following in the footsteps of the LIV and going to a 54-hole tournament this past weekend?
Oh, that was a good pun.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on go for that one.
I bet you have. Yeah, didn't have a clue. I mean, did the weather just not cooperate?
It wasn't good. It was bad.
Okay.
To the credit of the PGA Tour, the weather was awful.
Yeah.
Like TV stands and stuff were blowing over.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody's ready to get out to Scottsdale. I mean, this is a big tournament.
It's the Waste Management Phoenix Open week. You know who's not playing in it?
Who?
Victor Hovland.
John Rahm neither.
Yeah, Victor Hovland withdrew, sparking conversation that he might be leaving to go to the LIV Tour.
Ooh.
How would that make you feel?
That would not be good, Victor.
I heard they don't test for marijuana on the LIV Tour.
Ah, there you go.
Victor's always happy. He's a happy fellow.
He is a very happy
fellow. Very good golfer.
Does he not kind of look like a young Jay?
He does. He does. Are you from Sweden?
Babe, I would love to be from Sweden.
Griffin.
Right.
Griffin and Sweden is pretty much the same place.
Yeah. A lot of mountains.
The Alps. Right? That's Switzerland.
Very cold.
Very cold. In Griffin?
No, well, in Switzerland or Sweden.
Is it?
I would think.
Imagine.
What are three things you think about when you think of Sweden?
Knives.
Okay.
Oh, wait, not Sweden, Switzerland.
Or Switzerland.
Yeah. Wait, are we talking about Sweden or Switzerland?
Sweden or Switzerland?
I thought they were the same.
And that's why you lost in the trivia competition to Liam.
All right, so Switzerland. Let's go Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I think of chocolate. I think of knives, and then I think of red and white because of the colors.
Okay. All right.
Definitely you got to throw the knives in there. Then neutrality, and then we'll say skiing.
Yeah,
skiing,
the Alps,
snowboarding because of the Alps.
Absolutely.
I like it.
What about Sweden?
Sweden.
Don't say blonde-headed women.
Victor Hedman, Victor Hovland.
I think of Olympic hockey.
For some reason. Swedish fish.
Swedish fish. There you go. Svurdy.
Yeah, Olympic hockey.
Olympic
for sure.
hockey. Did you see, Jay, that in 2024 and 2028, NHL players are going to be allowed to be able to play in the Olympics again?
Did not know that.
Apparently, Hovland's from Norway, though.
Oh, he is from Norway. Son of a gun.
He looks Swedish.
They all seem the same.
I knew he was from Norway. It's one of the four, what do they call them, the finger countries, right? Up there.
Yeah.
Up top. Peace up, A-Town down. Usher.
But wouldn't he be blonde though if he was?
I don't think that's like 100%. And that's more Sweden, I think, than anything.
Okay. I guess. Just curious.
We're gonna make a road trip.
I guess there's a big world out there, right?
There is a big world out there, and you haven't even been west of the Mississippi. You been north of the Mason-Dixon?
I have. Not in the wintertime, though. I can't.
Get chilly up there?
No, can't do it. These bones would not last. Yeah. I've been up there in the fall. It is beautiful in the fall. Like Wisconsin. I mean, early fall. September.
Yep, when it's just starting to change up there. Yeah. Like treetops in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. I just remember the air being so crisp, like just breathing it in. And it was just like, yeah.
That's over there somewhere with the Norway and the Sweden and the Switzerland and what's the other one? Finland.
Yeah.
A lot of good hockey up there.
Timo
Solani. That's a great name. Played for the Anaheim Ducks when the Devils beat him in 2003 in the Cup. Timo Solani and Paul Correa.
Interesting.
I knew somebody had a dog named Timu because of Timu Solani.
Nice.
He used to wear the old Yofa helmet, and if Caveman Rick's listening, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We had one kid on our varsity team that wore that helmet.
Really?
Yeah, it was strange.
Huh. What's a Yofa?
It's just a very specific looking hockey helmet. Is what Gretzky wore forever. And then they switched to the different style of helmet, but Timo Solani kept rocking that helmet.
It's like if you were to watch someone who was wearing a helmet from like the 90s or so that was just kind of, and you see a few shells like that, but you know how now a lot of them look robotical or whatever, and back in the day they were kind of more round, I guess, if you will. It kind of looked like that, yeah.
More concussions.
Yeah, I was watching a game, an old game from '96 back, and I saw a kicker. Yeah, I saw a kicker, and he just had the one.
Yeah, the one bar.
But half of his helmet, it was like a half helmet or something. It was the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyways,
we've learned a lot more about concussions since then.
Yes,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Yeah. But yeah, no. What do you think? Live PGA, Jon Rahm, his first Live Tour event. Not too bad. His team finished first.
Oh,
and he finished third. There's a lot of action, too, some penalties and some playoffs and all that good stuff. But, yeah, Joaquin Niemann had got the dub in that one in the playoff and obviously won a bunch of money. But trying to find where Jon Rahm ended up being. I think he won, I don't know, 2-point-something million after getting paid $300-ish million just to go over there.
Good gracious.
And here's an interesting thing, and I want to get your thoughts, Jay, on what you think is going to be happening. So on Jon Rahm's team, there's a young man named Caleb Surratt, if I pronounce that correctly. He's 19 years old. He played for Tennessee. 3 weeks ago, he was moving out of his dorm room in Knoxville. This week, he just won the team event with new teammate Jon Rahm and is walking home with $1.09 million. And then the Drunk by the Turn Twitter handle, which is an interesting one. It's kind of funny to, it's an interesting Twitter handle. But he said, remember, kids, always take the large bucket, which was a golf pun, right? With the large bucket of balls versus the small.
Right.
What do you think about that? Guy coming right out of college, signs with the Live Tour, gets on Jon Rahm's team, and ends up winning $1.09 million.
Good for him.
Right? And I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, too. Obviously, on our side of things, it's easy to sit back and say, oh, how can you, take that kind of money? And the whole conversations with the Saudis and all that. But at the same time, you can't tell me if you're presented with that opportunity, you're going to say no.
Right.
Right. Because, it's just the opportunity, it's not going to keep coming. It's kind of the whole thing with Nick Dunlap from Alabama, right? Turning pro. Like, that opportunity is just not going to come around a whole bunch.
He struggled at Pebble Beach, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean,
it's his first official tour event.
Yeah.
When you actually can make a purse or cash a check is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
When you can actually cash a check, puts a little more pressure on you for sure.
Yeah.
But he's on the tour and he was playing in that signature event. How'd you feel that the Pebble Beach Pro-Am had no cut and it was a signature event?
I didn't even know it was a signature event.
You didn't even know it was going on.
I didn't.
You're supposed to be some big golf fan. You're not even watching the PGA Tour signature events?
I'll watch this weekend. I mean, I'm excited about the Arizona Waste Management. Is it still Waste Management?
Yeah, it's still the Waste Management Phoenix Open at TPC Scottsdale there with hole 16, the stadium hole. Holds roughly about 20,000 people now. Now, do you think that's good? Do you think a hole like that, we've probably talked about this, do you think that's good or bad for golf?
It's good. It's got to be, right? So a hole like that.
So then why isn't the Live Tour good for golf?
Yeah,
they listen to music.
They do.
Right?
Yeah.
16th at Waste Management, they're listening to music the whole time. It's a big party atmosphere, which is very similar to what Live Tour events are like.
Yeah. We just need more people attending the Live Golf events. I just don't see a lot of people out there. Have you seen a lot of people out?
How can you see them if you haven't watched them?
I've seen snippets.
Snippets? That's when you were watching Zero Sports over the last 15 days?
Right.
Actually, I had I think I lost it, but I had some stats on the TV ratings, the PGA Tour versus the Live Tour, and you'd be surprised. The Live is definitely gaining some traction, that's for sure.
With Rahm,
With Rahm, and the fact that they had, Joaquim shot a 59, I think, in the second round. Now, I think he ended up getting a 2-stroke penalty after the fact. But yeah, and that just goes to show you there are a few guys that can move that needle when it comes to stuff. But it's getting closer to?
What's that?
The Masters.
Oh, it is. It looks like Live's in Miami April 5th through the 7th. I'm assuming. I think the Masters is that next week, the first full week of April.
Yeah, it's always the first full week of April. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think the Masters may end on Easter Sunday this year.
That's cool.
It does quite often.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Live's actually in Las Vegas this week.
All right, let's take a look.
We'll take a little gander.
Take a gander.
With that laptop you got there.
They are.
And what's funny is, we're just talking about Caleb Surratt. Again, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Surratt. Sounds like Surratt to me, right?
That sounds good.
So he could not check in to his hotel room because he wasn't old enough. So Tyrell Hatton, another member on that team of the Legion 8, had put up his stuff and checked him in and did all that stuff.
That's interesting.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
A lot of interesting things you don't think about for these guys and gals that are so young. That is.
What's like down here during spring break? Don't you have to be almost like 28 or something?
I think you have to be 25 to do a hotel room.
Yeah.
I know you have to be 25 to rent a car.
Yeah.
Because of the whole insurance thing and all that. But, yeah, I don't know. They changed some rules, too. Mm-hmm. But speaking of that, March is coming up here in a few weeks. And it'll be a busy spring break season. Lots of big family events and stuff like that going on. Before we hit, I guess we are at our top of the hour break. I still haven't went over all the results from the flag football stuff, which I will get to when we get back from our top of the hour break. We'll bringing it in with some afternoon delight. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back.
To the right, to the right.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Super Bowl halftime show. What's it pay? What's it cost? Let's look into it. J-Lo's halftime show cost about $13 million. Lady Gaga, that's how you say it? Lady Gaga. Gaga, whatever the hell she's called.
How can you not pronounce Gaga?
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Sunshine this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 8 miles per hour coming out of the east-northeast, and look for the high to be 64. Tonight, there will be partly cloudy skies with the temperature reaching 45. Partly sunny much of the day, but with slight fog at night tomorrow with a high of 64. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
As a realtor, it's important who you choose as your title company. May we suggest South Oak Title? Their offices are modern, comfortable, and state-of-the-art. South Oak Title can close transactions in any location in Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Their free mobile app allows realtors to deliver a net sheet in seconds. They provide mobile closing services to accommodate buyers and sellers. Their offices are beautifully decorated, state-of-the-art, complete, safe, and secure. South Oak Title, creating a better title and closing experience through technology and tailored service. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
The only place to get sports betting coverage on the radio. Is this legal? Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
See, Beth, I did it with my left hand there. If you're still paying attention,
yes, you did.
I still got it. Don't act like you're not impressed. We're having a good show. Jay, you having a good show?
We're having a great show.
It's a hot one. It's a hot show.
Yep.
It's a hot show. Talking about all sorts of fun stuff. Talking about golf. Maybe we'll talk about the Super Bowl in this next segment. I do want to do this, though. Been meaning to do it the last few segments, but sidetracked a few times. Do want to recognize all the champions and runner-up in the flag football various divisions with Southern Elite Sports. Going to start with the kindergarten and first grade champions. That was the Young Guns, coached by Brent Potter and Ricky McNairn. The kindergarten and first grade runner-up, that was the Dolphins, coached by Chris Kramer, sponsor here of the studio on the Inside Drive. The second and third grade champions, the Ankle Biters, they were coached by Michael Dupree and Mark McLean. The second and third grade runner-up, Lightning, coached by Chris Stamps. The second and third grade lower champions, the Hurricanes, coached by Jack Hagler and Brandon Cutchins. The fourth and fifth champions, that was the Patriots, coached by Josh Milner and Justin Bush. And then the 4th and 5th grade runner-up, that was Team Dynasty, coached by myself and our very own David Hayes, DJ Davey Crockett behind the glass. The 4th and 5th lower champions, that was the Bulldogs, coached by Matthew Jones. The 6th and 8th champions, the 49ers, which hopefully will get another championship this weekend. That was coached by Garrett Connor. The 6th and 8th grade division runner-up, that was the Makos, coached by Nick Weigley and Alec Koutros. The 6th and 8th lower champions, those are the Trojans, coached by Kyle Shipp. The 9 and 11-year-old age group 9 and 11th grade champions, those are the Trojans, coached by Kyle Shipp. So I guess they were the lower and the upper in that one. Just trying to think about it. Saw Trojans twice. I was thinking of USC.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know USC has the most Super Bowl victories that players that have played there alumni out of any other Division I school? And I think I saw that on Coach James Hale, one of his posts, and I was going to say the reason why Alabama's not on that list, I don't even think they were in the top 10, is because all the Alabama players are so good that they go to the crappy teams.
Right.
So it makes it harder to win the Super Bowl, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen that stat circulating that an Alabama player has never scored. I think that's what it said, never scored in the Super Bowl.
I guess I could, yeah. I mean, start thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah. Because what about Bart Starr, though?
Yeah, that's a good question.
But I don't think that's counting as scoring if you're passing a touchdown because you're not scoring those points.
It wasn't a run. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. That would make sense. But
so USC, do they play at they don't play at the Rose Bowl. They play downtown.
They play at the Coliseum.
At the Coliseum.
Yep.
That's where I watched that race this weekend. I did watch the race.
Look at you.
Oh, you watched the Clash?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be Sunday. They moved it. Denny Hamlin got the dub. I didn't get to watch any of it, but how was that?
It was, there was a bunch of bumping and rear ending going on, that's for sure. But
sounds like a Saturday night for you. Hey, it was on Saturday, right?
You know,
the Clash.
That's it.
I did watch a little bit of that NASCAR Netflix series. That was interesting. That was pretty cool. I think I've gotten through 2 or 3 episodes on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Learning a lot about the inner workings on that. Speaking of NASCAR, we haven't got the details yet, but we will. Through Chris Kramer and Bill Kramer GM, we'll be giving a couple tickets away to the Daytona 500.
Let's go.
So we'll figure out how we're going to do that. We'll get some finalists again, and then we'll probably do like what we did for the Florida State game, and we'll go over there to Bill Kramer GM and have the winner come and pick up those tickets. But
that was a good day.
Yeah, it was fun.
We enjoyed that.
That was fun. Learned a lot about the history of Bill Kramer
GM.
Did. And Bill Kramer himself walked in as we were doing that.
He sure would. Yeah, he sure did. That was cool.
It was cool. So we'll get you some more details on that. As that's not too far away. About 6. When is the
next Sunday?
It's next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have to move pretty quick then.
Yeah.
That's next Sunday already.
Yeah.
Hot dang.
Hot dang.
Yeah, the 18th, I believe.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the 11th.
And you'll have the NBA All-Star on a glass floor on the same day.
Man, on a glass floor.
Yeah, they're doing like a LED glass floor. It's going to be interesting.
Ooh. Wow.
Will I watch it? Maybe the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Will Jay watch it? No.
Well, Daytona 500 or the NBA All-Star game, that's not even.
It's true.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
NBA All-Star game all day. No. That's good. You got to watch the Super Bowl of NASCAR right there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kicks off their season. That's cool.
That was such a cool experience going there last year.
That had to be awesome.
Oh, fist bumping, the 500.
Oh, the 500, yeah.
Yeah, man. That was my first ever NASCAR race that I went to. I've been to the St. Pete Grand Prix and stuff like that, but had the pit passes and stuff, so it was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool, yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have you've been, right?
The only NASCAR race I've ever been to is the Daytona 500, and I went after my last year of my internship up in New Jersey, my first full time down in South Carolina. One of the guys I worked with up there, his dad has a place in Daytona, and they're huge NASCAR, and we all got tickets, and we went to all 3 races. We went to the Truck Series.
Wow.
I think at the time it was the Nationwide Series.
Yeah.
And then I even think at the time it might have been Nextel. Mm-hmm. I can't remember.
Chirp.
Push to talk. You remember that?
I remember the push to talk. I never was cool enough to have that, but
my roommate in college did. I was like, it's a walkie-talkie. We can go to Walmart and get your walkie-talkie if you want one.
But I shouldn't.
You can. You can.
It's just the maintenance guy. The maintenance guy always had one. You know what I'm saying? That was your and.
It was just, I don't know, man.
So
Don't
you're
get me
too
started.
good- you were too good to be a maintenance guy.
No, I wouldn't. I didn't. I just didn't participate in the Nextel. I don't know.
And then it turned to Sprint.
Yeah.
What is it now?
Probably Verizon.
No, the
T-Mobile.
Oh.
That's
the Cup?
Yeah. Putting you all on the spot.
Oh, shoot.
Dude, I think it's just the Cup series.
Gotcha. It doesn't have like a title sponsor anymore.
Yeah, because Xfinity is the lower one.
Yep.
And I think that there's no sponsor for. You get me? Yeah, I already see Jay Googling. So
Yeah,
give us
I'm
an answer.
I'm curious because I have not.
Something you haven't really thought about, have you?
I know. I can't.
Remember when it was Winston?
Yeah.
The good old days.
I do remember those good old days.
Commercials used to be a lot different.
Right. Winston.
Yeah, I think it's just the Cup series.
Just the Cup series?
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Which means ESPN Northwest Florida could be.
There you go. There you go. Of the entire NASCAR circuit.
How are they getting away with that?
Well,
that's crazy.
Saudis.
There you go. There you go.
PIF. Telling you.
Yep. That's it.
Sports washing. NASCAR.
I mean, Caveman Rick's always had such a good idea for a sponsor. What if there is someone paying for that, but they are paying to keep their name off of?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That very well could be.
Yeah, because he's brought up. In baseball, we're starting to see the sleeve patch. Well, what if a company who was big in that area paid for the advertisement and everyone knew who it was, but the patch isn't there for it? I don't know. I think that's a pretty interesting concept, especially for the local side of things.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, I think the sponsorships have gone week in and week out. You know, it used to follow NASCAR back in the day, and they had that sponsorship on the car throughout the season. You know, and then of course you had the famous, you know, that Ford, you know, Coors Light, they did that. But yeah, everybody's changing each and every week, and I don't know if it's a money situation.
It's just, I think it's the nature of how sponsorships work this day and age.
Yeah.
And how everything's so digital.
Right.
So, like, a lot of companies are changing their direction of where their money is being spent from an advertising aspect.
Yeah.
You know, what's your best bang for the buck? And if I can get in front of millions of people through this, do I need to sponsor a sports series?
Yeah.
Did you know, you might have known this already, that Coastal Carolina sponsored a Truck Series car many years ago? Brandon Brown.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, and our good friend, did you notice that our good friend up at ESPN in Richmond, their show is sponsored by Coastal Carolina? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Is
Sports
it?
King, yeah.
The Sports King is sponsored by Coastal Carolina.
In Virginia?
In Virginia.
Mm-hmm. And they got like
why?
I don't know. The Coastal Carolina update.
Well,
Joe Maglio, does that name
Joe
ring?
Magola used to be the head coach at Coastal. He was also CEO of TD Ameritrade. So there's probably the correlation there.
Okay.
Joe did a great job at Coastal.
Yeah.
Now we got Tim Beck. Tim Beck and a couple other coaches, I forget some of the names, are petitioning Congress to allow schools just to directly pay athletes instead of doing this NIL stuff. I don't know if anything will come about it, but also, so I'm just randomly thinking of things that I've been reading the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
The Big Ten and the SEC have created like a joint board to help like navigate the new direction of college football and all that stuff. Steve Wiley's texting me. Well, it's got to be good.
It's got to be. He had the clam chowder.
He said he thought Miami alumni have scored the most Super Bowl points. Interesting that Alabama grads have been shut out. USC had Lynn Swann, but they definitely aren't one. All right, I'm going to have to find Coach James Hale's post at this point. That's how fast we can do stuff here live on the air. I think he shared it.
We do have a text from Ryan. He says the 3 title sponsors of NASCAR are Monster, Coke, and Busch, but they just call it the NASCAR Cup Series.
So it's a joint. That makes sense. Okay, Steve. Yes, I was incorrect in what I said. Most Super Bowl winning players of all time is what Coach shared this morning, and that is the most players that have won the Super Bowl, not the most points scored. So yes, Miami's second all time. USC has 50 Super Bowl winning players. Miami has 45. Notre Dame has 45. Tennessee has 45. Penn State has 45. Florida State has 43. LSU 40. Georgia 39. Ohio State 37. UCLA 37. Michigan 43. Michigan was 6 at 43, right? Tied there with Florida State. So, Steve, yes, thank you. Yeah, Miami has scored the most points in the Super Bowl, but I was referring to the winning Super Bowl. I misread that and then reported it incorrectly. But here we are. It's wild. But it makes sense. I mean, typically your best players don't go on teams that have Super Bowl potential for that following year.
Well, that's true, yeah. Takes a few years, huh?
Yeah, well, unless, I mean, Houston took a good shot at it with C.J. Stroud, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Jay. What do you think about Bill Belichick? Why do you think he has not been picked up for one of the head coaching jobs yet? I know we just pivoted from one topic to the other, but Steve's a New England guy. He's a huge Patriots fan, so that made me think of it.
I don't know. I mean, has his, light kind of darkened a bit? I mean, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, is his day in the sunshine gone? I mean, I don't know.
Riding off the old dusty trail.
Yeah,
that's cool. The new way to do it.
What?
Do your headphones on the brim.
Is that what it is?
You have some technical difficulties.
That's my.
What about you, Dave? Why do you think Bill hasn't been picked up yet? I've got some thoughts on it.
Well, I think that for an organization to go with Bill, like the Falcons would have been a good place. 'Cause I think you need, for you to hire Bill Belichick, it needed to be win and win now. What's Bill, like 72 years old, I think? So the window is, if it's not already closed, it's closing, and it's closing swiftly. So I think you had to look at it that way. There's also, the game is not necessarily defensively the forefront of your philosophy. It doesn't seem to be defense, even though, I mean, that's what's being said, but look how many defensive coordinators were hired here in this coaching cycle. But I think a lot of it has to do with his age, and then how much control is he willing to give up, because we need you to do one thing or the other, not both, because you've proven to the league in the last 3 years without Tom Brady that you're not, it's not the same as what it once was. Now, is that because the lack of Tom Brady or not? No one knows, but it's hard to put him in a position. And the Cowboys and the Falcons were the two teams that I was like, man, that should be the way that they go, but we'll see. I mean, I think the Falcons did exactly what they always do and made a terrible hire. And not because it's Raheem Morris, just like we've seen what he's brought to the table. I don't know if his time at the Rams has proven that it's any different, but we'll see. He's got a talented roster over there. So for me, I think the biggest overwhelming factor is how much time are you going to get out of him? Is it going to be a waste of time if you don't get what you want in 3 years?
Yeah, exactly. Are you just putting a filler in there? But I think you said something too in there. I think the game, look at these teams that have been very successful in the last 3 or 4 years. Andy Reid, offensive-minded coach. Kyle Shanahan, offensive-minded coach. Nick Sirianni, although you can say it was the OC, but certainly an offensive-minded football team with the Eagles there as well. And Bill made a career out of drafting people that weren't big, flashy talent, but playing good defense and had a very, very solid quarterback. And I just think it's changed so much. And even though points scored are down right now, we're kind of on that cycle where you're not seeing as many points scored in the league as much as you had in years prior. But yeah, and I agree with you too. Like, he's been in the league forever. And, how much are you really going to get out of him at this point?
Well, I mean, the opposite of longevity is the NFL, right? I mean, there's not a lot of longevity. So
Unless you're Tom Brady.
Unless you're Tom Brady. I mean, so, at the flip side of it, why not give Belichick another 3 or 4 years and see what he can do?
Yeah.
So,
So with that being said, do you think he is ever a head coach again in the NFL?
Could be. Could give him 3 years. I mean, you can change a team in a year's time, right? I mean, bring the right person.
Depends on what kind of draft capital you have or where you are in the salary cap. That's where I think Jim Harbaugh is going to struggle a little bit with San Diego's. They've got to drop $55 million or something like that in salary cap space just to get within the salary cap. Yeah. But crazy that there's going to be 3 Harbaughs coaching in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
just wild.
Jim, John, and Jay.
Triple J's.
Which one's the better, you think?
Well, one of them's got a Super Bowl. One of them's got a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
They're all good.
They're all good.
Yeah.
Good coaching family, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hoping that, speaking of coaching families, we could have, come Sunday night, hopefully, if the Niners can play a good game of football, that you'll have the first, again, I'm just pulling this off the top of my head, because of Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan and Ed McCaffrey and Christian McCaffrey. It'd be the first ever father-son not duo's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To win a Super Bowl with the same franchise.
Yeah.
Because Mike did it with, Ed McCaffrey
with the Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which a cool little fun fact about Ed McCaffrey is back in the day they did like one of the games, and I'm probably 7 years old when they did this, but he would get his cleats too small and he would cut the back of them out. So you know what I mean? Because you know how it is when if your shoes are a little bit too big or whatever, it can slow you down some. So he would get too small of shoes. I believe I'm stating this correctly.
That's cool.
And cut the back
out.
Yeah,
that's neat.
Like the heel or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, all those guys run on their toes, right? You can't be, the heel doesn't mean anything to those guys.
Nope.
Put that heel in the ground for juking and whatnot.
Unless you're catching one and trying to tap your heels in the back of the end zone. But it's cool to see where we are in sports, where you're having a lot of these kind of legacy situations starting to happen as well and all that stuff. But Christian McCaffrey's, I think, fiance bought his mom a suite at the Super Bowl for her birthday. Lisa McCaffrey.
That's cool.
Ed McCaffrey's wife. Yep, because she couldn't afford it. Even Moneybags Christian couldn't afford it. But when you're engaged to a supermodel and former Miss America, she's definitely got some cash.
Oh, he's got that Tom Brady going on.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll see how this one works out.
Yeah, no, for sure. You see that $2 million suite they have at the Super Bowl?
I was going to say, how much?
$2.5 million suite. I don't know what she spent, but I know that the most expensive suite there is $2.5 million. Super Bowl is not for the common folk by any stretch of the imagination. It's like the Masters. It's like the Kentucky Derby. It's a huge corporate event.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to go to.
Yeah,
just once. Once. There's just so much other stuff that goes along with it that's pretty cool. But with social media nowadays, you can pretty much just be a part of all of it if you want to.
Yeah, that's true.
My cousin used to work for Charmin. He would be like the teddy bear in like the Macy's Day Parade and stuff like that. And so he would get to go to the Super Bowl like that.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
That's cool. Ultra strong or ultra soft?
I get both of them, and then I just make my own 4-ply.
Yeah, just rolls them together. You're sitting there doing
strong and soft.
Yes,
son. This
best
is
of both worlds. Yes.
I don't care what it is. Just give me toilet. I just need toilet paper. That's all I need.
It's true.
Yeah, it could be John
Jay's
Wayne
got
material
leaves next to his toilet.
One ply.
One ply. I don't care.
You should care. Oh man!
You ever went in the woods before?
Have I ever went in the woods?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
I spent a lot.
A lot
of time. Spent a lot of time in the woods growing up. Believe it or not, even in New Jersey, we had like tons of acres next to us. We'd go exploring.
Did you go into the woods?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just gotta watch out for ticks.
Yeah.
Wood ticks.
You got that Brad Paisley song, checking you for ticks.
That's right. Oh, goodness.
Man. We'll talk about some prop bets when we get back. Some of the more popular prop bets out there, Jay, because obviously the Super Bowl is one of the biggest bet events in the of the entire season of sports. But there's a lot of different things. The coin toss is obviously one of them. The color of the Gatorade that the coach will get dumped on is certainly one that people like to bet on. But we'll talk about a little more of them when we get back. And you guys are listening to The Inside Drive. We're having a good show.
We are.
Glad to be back. It's a hot show, and we'll continue on for the next 40 minutes. And tomorrow we'll be joined by Keith Fleming. He'll be giving us our last DraftKings for football until we pivot into. He might be talking Waste Management Phoenix Open as well. Maybe I'll ask you too who you think some of your picks this week would be for the old Waste Management Phoenix Open. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Brenda is up next.
I wanted to tell you that I've given the last hour of your show a name.
What's the name?
The name is The Witching Hour.
Wow, you're right. This last hour has been pretty much insane.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Hartz Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great, but with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
You hear it first. Sports talk right now. Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I know it seems a bit overwhelming at first.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
Something makes me think you'll get used to it.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. A couple little housekeeping items. Want to give a shout out to one of the events the Bay County Ball Hogs is having. It's a No Limit Hold'em and Bunko tournament coming up this Saturday. Doors open at 12 p.m. Adam Mullinax is in charge of that with the Bay County Ball Hogs. That is a travel baseball team. And I thought this was just a really cool way to raise some money. Obviously, we know how expensive travel ball is and all that good stuff. But, they do a golf tournament with us every year at Bay Point as well. So it's going to be at the Crew of St. Andrews Den, which is located at 1561 Half Chanley Ave there in Panama City. Poker registration and seating is from 12 to 2 p.m. Bunko registration and seating is from 1 to 2 p.m. The No Limit Hold'em Poker Tournament's a $109 buy-in. It's a 50-50 prize pool. Payouts based on the entries. Rebuys up to level 6. $3,000 in chips to start. Rebuy amounts are in increments of 3,000 chips. It's self-deal with tournament director oversight. And then the final table will feature a dealer tournament. On the Bunko side of things, it's a $60 buy-in. Payouts to the top finishers. Each table of 4 players will play 2 sets, 1 to 6, and then we'll rotate to the second table for another 2-set match. I don't know anything about Bunko, so I can't really speak to that. I feel like the people that are always trying to come after you, Jay, are big Bunko players.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You should sit in on some Bunko.
Poker. Why do they wear Why do they wear sunglasses when they play
so
poker?
You can't read their eyes.
Really?
I think that's the reason.
That is 1,000,000% the reason.
There's no other reason other than that.
To look cool, Jay.
Yeah.
To look cool.
Hey,
yeah.
They don't. Yeah. Just in case the roof were to collapse and the sun would be out, you'd be ready.
You would be.
And for team poker, it's so that your partner can see your hand.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking, Jay. I'm joking. I've never heard of team poker.
You took it to a whole nother level. That was good.
But happy birthday to Adam Mullinax as well.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday. The Bay County Ball Hogs. It's a good group of kids and parents and coaches and all that doing some awesome things as well. But great creative way to do some fundraising, that's for sure. And to keep in that theme, got to give a shout out to our good friend James Tipton. He's the director of the Florida Panhandle Golf Therapy Alliance, which we've been hosting out there at Bay Point for a long time. Jay, you've been very involved with that, working with the vets, the children, and the Special Olympics kids, and doing some awesome stuff through golf. They have their second annual charity golf tournament, obviously coming up at Bay Point Golf Club. That's going to be on March 8th. Huge huge success last year. It's an 8:30 a.m. shotgun start. If it's $600 for a team, there'll be a 50-50 raffle. We'll be doing prize drawings after the tournament. Breakfast will be provided by Rudy's. Lunch will be provided by Domino's. John Lee Nissan is the title sponsor to that event. You'll be able to buy some mulligans. There'll be some hole-in-one prizes. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't talked to him in a few days, I hope they're doing that Sig Sauer gun raffle again, too, because that was pretty cool last year. So we'll keep you posted on that one. Again, that's March 8th. That really kicks off the charity tournament season out there at Bay Point Golf Club. So for more information, you can reach out to flpanhandlegolf@gmail.com or give Tip a call at 303-882-2443. Or if you just stop by Bay Point, he's pretty much there all the time anyway. So But yeah, everything going good with the clinics?
It is. It's doing great. We were out there yesterday. Man, you know, sign up for this tournament because there's a lot of good things that go on Tuesday morning there. You know, there's a 30-minute coffee social. Everybody kind of goes around the room, sees what's going, you know, just talk about whatever. Yesterday we had a gentleman who was in the Navy for like 37 years. He had lost some feeling on his left side, and a big-time golfer. And I was just watching him hit some balls, and Tip actually said, "Hey, have you ever thought about hitting a golf ball one hand, you know, with your right arm?"
Yeah.
Man, it changed his world yesterday. He started hitting the ball like, you know, 50, 60 yards out there compared to just kind of some ones
just kind of dribbling it out there a little bit.
And I saw it firsthand yesterday, and you could just see the light in his eyes, and it was amazing to watch. But get signed up for this tournament March 8th. That money goes to a great cause. There's people out there that can't, you know, play golf, and they get in a cart and they can actually play with a paramobile.
Yeah.
And so a lot of good things going on. So get signed up. Get signed up for that tournament.
Yeah, no, they raised, I think, about $50,000 last year, which was enough to buy another paramobile golf cart, and I think a solo rider as well, which, again, the whole point of the Florida Panhandle Golf Therapy Alliance is just to use golf as a modality to help. It's a lot of people, a lot of military veterans with PTSD, disabilities, a lot of children with disabilities. Special Olympics uses the Florida Panhandle Golf Therapy Alliance to train. I know Keith Dimmick, he calls into the show all the time. He's very successful Special Olympic athlete, and awesome stuff going on. We'll have some big news coming up too as well. There might be some potential stuff for some indoor action over the course of the next few months that we're waiting on a few more things to get finished up, but we'll keep you posted on that. Again, that's March 8th. That's an 8:30 a.m. shotgun there. That is the Florida Panhandle Golf Therapy Alliance second annual golf tournament as well. Also got to give a shout out to Beach House Sales and Development. One of the things that a lot of people don't know that they will do a no obligation. They'll tell you how much your property's worth. They'll tell you how much you'll net if you sell it for certain amounts, and they do that all for no charge and no obligation, just so you can have an idea of what's going on. Obviously, interest rates are starting to go down a little bit, so you're starting to see the real estate market kick up, but we're in an investment market around here as well, so depending on where your property is and what your property can do, it may be a lot more valuable than you think.
Yes, sir.
It's Beach House Sales Development. Great team of beautiful ladies. And also want to give a shout out to my wife, Beth, who has been by my side 24/7, much to her chagrin, the last however long we've been doing this. And it's been great. It's been great. Without her, I certainly wouldn't be back here in the saddle on the radio show. That is for sure. So, and then of course, come out and visit us at Bay Point Golf Club. The weather is starting to get a little better. I haven't been out there in a couple of weeks, but assuming the golf course is still in fantastic shape.
Amazing shape.
The greens have been rolling really, really good. Kudos to our course and grounds team and everybody out there working hard to keep the golf course in great shape. As it is a little more challenging in this market because we do fluctuate so much in temperature. We get a lot of rain in the wintertime, all that particular stuff. But come out and visit us. Local Pass, the first quarter Local Pass is still in full steam. You pay a one-time registration fee, you get a free round of golf, and then you play for, I think it's $70 right now, any time of day, which is a heck of a deal off of our normal rates. And that's available for all locals with a valid ID in Bay and the 5 surrounding counties, as well as any active military as well. Our prime rib nights have kicked back up as well. I know we had one the last Thursday in January, and we'll have another one coming up. I want to say it might be the last day of this month. It might be a leap year prime rib night, because we got 29 days this month. Yes, our prime rib day will be on, is it leap day? Is that what you call it?
I guess so, yeah.
So we will have a prime rib leap day coming up. You pulling up your Hard Rock app? Getting ready?
I am.
Getting ready to drop some cash?
Some cash.
There you go. I hadn't bet the Devils in forever. I was talking to David before the show. For some reason I just felt a little last night. I was like, let's put some money on the Devils just straight up. They were playing the Colorado Avalanche at home. I mistakenly thought Jack Hughes was playing because he's been out for a long time, and he practiced this week, but he didn't play yesterday. But the Devils were able to score late in the third period and then add an empty net goal to win that one 5-3 against a really good Colorado Avalanche team. Also, the Edmonton Oilers were going for 17 straight victories yesterday, which would have tied the 1992-93 Pittsburgh Penguins with Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, Tom Barrasso, not Nick Mullins. There was a Mullins on that team as well, but Nick Mullins is a quarterback. But anyway, great. That was a fantastic team, that's for sure. And they almost did it. I know, David, you watched that game last night, and it came down kind of to the end. The Edmonton tried to make a push there in the late stages of the third period, and couldn't get it done. So that streak still belongs to the Pittsburgh Penguins, even though now Edmonton is tied for the second longest at that 16 straight games, which in hockey is just so hard to win that many games in a row.
Yeah, I bet.
Just tough. But great team. Edmonton's really turned things around in the last few years. And who knows? Maybe this will be the first year in a long time that a Canadian team ends up winning the Lord Stanley's Cup there.
Well, in Edmonton over the last 3 years, like you said, they've made great surges in the regular season, but they just, it is kind of like the Lightning before they won those two back-to-back cups, where they're really talented, especially in the area of finesse. But when you get into the Stanley Cup playoffs, there's a whole nother level, and you've got to become physical. And if you get out physical, it's not going to work out for you. So that's really what we all want to see from Edmonton, because Connor McDavid is a generational type talent and continues to show it. But if your stars or your finesse players are not as capable of physicality, so you got to get those enforcers in there, even if they're not called enforcers these days. So we'll see if that works out. I mean, I think the addition of Corey Perry, even though he's a little bit older, that's the kind of guy you want. That
former Anaheim Duck.
He's a former Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, he always had a great mustache.
Yeah.
Great mustache, Corey Perry. But yeah, and it's a great point. Hockey has certainly changed a lot in the last 15 years, where it's become much more of a finesse scoring. You're seeing a lot more young guys coming out of Canadian major junior hockey and coming into the league a lot quicker and contributing a lot quicker. I mean, look at Connor Bedard and what he was able to do before his jaw got broken. It also shows him, too, people used to play broken jaws all the time, and it's that physicality. But yeah, you get to the playoffs, you can neutralize some of these really, really good players with some physical play, because they're just not really used to it, especially coming up through, the NHL's a whole other ballgame. But 30 years ago, you won championships by being a physical hockey team.
Yeah.
But all the rules were a lot different back then as well, too. Things have changed quite a bit. But who knows? It's kind of like what happened to the Boston Bruins last year against the old House Money Cats. They dominated the regular season. I think it was the most points scored in a regular season in NHL history. If it wasn't, it was close.
It was really close.
And then they got up on a 3-game lead on the House Money Cats, and they came back and lost. Good team, though. Really good team.
Really good team, and then they just came right back out of the gate. Hot as all get out. So you know that they've got that chip on their shoulder, something to prove. But again, you can do that for 82 games in the regular season. It really comes down to, and that's why we see some of the teams who are not having great seasons throughout the entirety of the season. But what happens in that final month?
Get hot and go on a run, and you win the cup. And that's what it's all about. Playoff hockey. It's the pinnacle of sports.
When is that going to happen?
Usually gets rocking and rolling in mid to late April.
Okay.
Yep, regular season. They just had the All-Star break this past weekend, which was exciting. They did all their skills competition. You watched? I know you didn't.
No.
Any of the NFL Pro Bowl?
Oh, I did not. Did Peyton's team win or Eli's team?
Eli's team won. And then Eli spit some rap too, which is pretty funny.
My name's Eli Manning, and I'm nice. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Psych! I beat him twice.
Yeah.
That's verbatim.
That was pretty solid.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And everybody went nuts. But Eli's such a goober. That's what makes it even funnier.
Yes, I love it, man.
I just love listening to those guys and all the chatter that they have. And it's fun playing the flag football. A lot of high score. And they added a lot more elements this year, like with in-between stuff to earn more points. They did like a kicking tic-tac-toe thing that I thought was kind of cool. And it continues to evolve, and I think the NFL is doing a good job with it. I definitely think it's way more entertaining now than it was playing a tackle football game, and I'm using the air quotes appropriately for that scenario.
Well, when it's not tackle, like they had some Pro Bowls where it was those guys had something on the line, but you can just you can tell when they don't care, and it's like if they don't care, then why? It's almost like you're making them play.
Yeah.
Yep. Was there anybody forgot that they were playing flag football the other night, or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But it also goes to show you how difficult it is to pull flags. Because there was a lot of scenarios where guys miss flags. I can remember one specific play where Baker was dropped back, and I forget who was rushing him, and they ended up scoring a touchdown on the play, but the guy ran right by and just missed his flag right there. And it's when you watch these kids do what they do on the flag football field, it's impressive because it's not, you know how it is. It's not easy to pull those flags.
It's not.
Especially when somebody's running past you at 18 miles an hour, if not faster.
Who was the kid that in the semi game that was just pulling flags left and right, man?
Yeah,
it was a Taggart.
Luke.
Seth was the one that kept getting them basically right at the line of scrimmage. He was on fire.
Man.
All of those guys stepped up, though. That it was one of those situations where the least on the team was the greatest, and the greatest on the team was the least, because we just everyone was buying in, man, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great.
And you're right, man. When you got someone running at whatever speed it may be, and that flag's kind of just flying in the wind, you
got one chance.
Exactly, one chance.
You do.
That's why you just got to tackle them.
Yeah. So you just put your shoulder in their chest and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And you get called. But yeah, it's tough. That's why it's easy to put your foot in the ground and go by somebody in flag football if you can run with some good speed. But yeah, no, some of these Super Bowl props. You gonna bet anything on the Super Bowl, Jay?
I don't know yet. I mean, give me some good props.
All right, so here's some different props, right? So we'll start with these are some of the novelty props, right? It's the coin toss prop and it's the Gatorade prop. Obviously, what are the chances of the coin toss?
50-50.
Good job.
50.
You passed the test on this Wednesday.
Yes, I did.
Valentine's Day's in a week. I'll keep the ladies from coming in next Wednesday.
Okay.
I know they're going to be knocking on the door.
That seems like a perfect time for the dating thing.
Oh! Glad you brought that back up.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be good.
It would be.
That'd be a perfect day for it.
Yes,
Next Wednesday? Does that give us enough time to figure it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get some contestants in a week.
That'd be great.
Definitely. But yes, the coin toss prop, basically, what will be the outcome of the coin toss, and then who will win the coin toss. The current odds on both of those, obviously, heads or tails, is minus 105. So you bet $100, you win 95.
Okay.
If I did that correctly. Or it's not plus 105, it's minus 105.
Okay.
And then it's the same thing with the Niners and the Chiefs, because it's also a 50-50 shot as well on both of those. The Super Bowl Gatorade prop, do you know what color currently has the lowest odds?
Ooh, the lowest odds.
Or the best odds.
Oh, best odds?
Plus say 500.
I'll say red.
Not correct.
Ooh.
White.
White.
Oh, you know what? I'm incorrect because I was looking at this chart wrong. Red is second. It's tied.
Got to be with my favorite blue then.
What'd you say? What was your second guess?
Oh, well,
purple's the least chance. Okay. Yes.
All right.
Sorry. I'm an idiot.
No, you're not.
No Gatorade bath, plus 3,000.
No Gatorade bath.
That might be worth $1.
Does it count if you do the no Gatorade bath and they try to do the Gatorade bath?
I don't know.
Does that count?
This is all from BetMGM, so we'd have to call them and find out. Note, Gatorade bath prop is only available in D.C., Illinois, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ontario?
Yeah, I would imagine
Ontario, West Virginia, and Wyoming. So it's probably not on your Hard Rock app there, Jay. Can't do that. But yes, the no Gatorade bath, the current odds 3,000, purple $225, blue $275, orange $500, yellow, green, lime $450, clear or water is $1,000, and then red, pink is $500. Right now, 29% of the tickets are on orange.
I think
common color.
Common. Yeah, I would think.
What's your go-to Gatorade color?
Lemon lime.
Lemon lime.
It's
Yeah,
a classic.
The OG.
It's a classic. Yeah.
The OG.
What's yours?
Right now, 21% is on the old lemon lime. You know, I like when the Frosts came out.
Yeah,
that's a good
They
one.
just had that. But then I learned to like the zero ones because, you know, when you had the Gatorade and it was really sugary, you always got the phlegm.
Yeah.
In the Gatorade. And it kind of defeated the purpose. Like you were running and trying to breathe and then you had a Gatorade and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. There's too much sugar in this.
I just hate that sweet and low taste, man.
Oh, yeah, the artificial taste. Yeah.
But I guess my favorite would be like number one overall would be Cool Blue. I'll go 1A, 1B. Cool Blue and the Glacier Freeze,
Glacier
the
Freeze.
baby blue
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Then if I'm feeling like I want something a little different, that strawberry one is like Pink Fierce or whatever.
That one is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that's.
There's also they got those new Gatorades, like the Gatorade, like it's like a Pedialyte Gatorade.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Haven't had it.
They've got a strawberry one that's very, very good. That's like super hydration kind of ones.
Yeah, Gatorade's got all kind of stuff right
They've
now.
diversified.
Energy,
Yep.
like whatever you
They're
need,
all over
brother,
the place.
We got you.
Yep.
We got you.
Powerade though? Do you ever do Powerade?
Yeah.
Powerade for me, like that the phlegm you talked about
Yeah.
is enhanced with
Powerade, more
yeah.
sugar. Yeah.
But got to be the blue one for me. And that white one's a good one too, though. White Powerade or Gatorade.
They had that purple one too. I thought was pretty good.
The dark purple or the light purple?
Good question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Bayonne Ice Rink in Bayonne, New Jersey had a Gatorade, or not a Gatorade, had a Powerade vending machine that had one of those purple ones in it. And that's what I'm thinking about right now. And I can't remember if it was dark purple or light purple, but it was purple.
I think Powerade had the dark purple one. Gatorade's got both of them. And
Gotcha.
I like that light purple one. It's like the Glacier Freeze purple.
Yeah, you go to a grocery store now, there's an entire aisle dedicated to Gatorade.
When you go to the grocery store, do you hang a right or do you go left?
Depends.
Depends on what I'm
Am I shopping like a normal grocery week, like for a normal week of groceries?
That you going right?
I'm going right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to work my way all the way down the store.
The deli is normally to the right, so I'm headed right, baby.
Yeah, it's true. I always start with fruit and veggies, and then I work my way.
Okay.
And then I finish with like your milk and your creamer and that kind of stuff.
Nice, yeah. The cold stuff lasts, yeah.
That's true.
I'll start with the frozen stuff, let it get cooked up a little bit.
And Jay's like, I start with ice cream, then I walk outside, then I come back in. Which way do you go, right or left?
I go left.
You go left?
I go left every time.
Nice.
Yep.
Every time.
Every time.
You're committed?
Every time. Yep. I don't know why.
What's the first aisle you're going to?
You know, it goes milk, creamer, cheese. Yeah, I get all that
So
stuff.
you're the polar opposite.
I'm the
of how
polar
I
opposite.
grocery shop.
Yep.
Interesting. I'm sure there's some psychologists that have said personality traits based on how you grocery shop.
Yeah.
The study is everybody turns right, you know. I don't know.
Jay's like, and I am not going with the masses because I see what happens to the masses, so we going left.
He's like, I prefer my NASCAR grocery shopping.
That's what I'm going to do this afternoon. I'm just going to hang out in the grocery store and just see how people just kind of like go right or go left.
Well, technically, though,
Yeah,
if it
you
were
could-
to be
you could do a
NASCAR,
survey.
you would start right so that you would turn left. Yeah.
Good point.
That's true.
Yep.
You got to turn off pit road before you turn left.
Yeah, gotta go right before you can go left. Interesting question though about the grocery store there.
Yeah.
All right, odds to win the Super Bowl 58 MVP. If you give me one guy right now, who would it be?
Brock Purdy.
I like it.
Yep.
Who do you really think though?
But if he wins the game, I think he gets the MVP.
Typically, quarterbacks tend to be the ones that on the winning team seem to get that. But right now, Patrick Mahomes obviously is the odds-on favorite at plus 130 to win the Super Bowl 58 MVP, which is interesting because the Niners are favored in the Super Bowl right now as well. Brock Purdy is plus 210. Next, who do you think?
Christian McCaffrey.
Bingo. Christian McCaffrey plus 480. It's not bad. Put $10 on.
Next has got to be Travis Kelce.
It is at a huge jump up in odds. Travis Kelce plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl 58.
Bro, is that not a sneaky good one with everything?
Yeah,
all
with the Taylor Swift. Yeah. And if the Chiefs are going to beat the Niners, they're going to have to use the heck out of Travis Kelce. Yep. That is for sure.
We've had a kicker on the show this year with MVP, and hey, why don't go with Moody? Go with Moody to see if
he's a choke artist. He ain't winning.
Yeah, he's Moody with that.
I'm just hope he makes a kick. And when I say a kick, the extra points if he scores touchdowns. Didn't realize I went 5 minutes over there in that segment. We'll be right back for our last segment of this Wednesday. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, college basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming, Radford.
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Sunny the remainder of the day with a wind around 8 miles per hour out of the east-northeast and 64. Tonight, look for partly cloudy skies with a temperature near 45. Tomorrow, high around 64 and partly sunny much of the day, but with slight fog at night. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Sports fans, we love our teams, but let's talk real estate for a moment. Meet Berg Title, your trusted local real estate title and escrow company. Based in downtown Panama City, Berg Title knows the community inside out. They handle everything from title searches to escrow services with expertise. Honest, reliable, and here to make your real estate journey smooth. Remember, it's Berg Title. Call them at 850-250-2900. That's Berg Title, your partner for a worry-free real estate experience in Panama City and Panama City Beach.
Your home for Auburn Tiger basketball. WGSX Lynn Haven. WVLQ Port St. Joe.
ESPN Northwest Florida, War Eagle.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, we left off with that sneaky, decent prop there for Travis Kelce to win Super Bowl 58 MVP at plus 2,000. Jay, what's that? What does that mean if you bet $100?
What?
Plus 2,000.
Plus 2,000, you win 2,000?
Correct.
Yeah.
Whenever you use 100, that just makes whatever the number is that number. Which is, I mean, bet $10, win 200. Travis Kelce wins that Super Bowl 58 MVP. Next after Travis Kelce at plus 3,800 is number 19 for the San Francisco 49ers. You know who that is?
Number 19 for the 49er.
Yep.
Yikes. Don't get your bike stole.
I was going to do
Tebow.
Yes. I was waiting for a good reference.
Y'all know me so well. You just got to do a TV quote or whatever. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
See, people think we're making fun of you. We're not making fun of you. We know you.
You just know me well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's 100% the truth.
Yeah.
But yes, plus 3,800 means a $10 bet will win you $380 if Debo does win the Super Bowl 58 MVP. Next after that, which might be another good sneaky one, that's Isaiah Pacheco at plus 4,000.
Oh, that's
$10 wins you 400.
And I hate it because I don't think when they score touchdowns, most of the times it's going to be with Mahomes to Travis Kelce or maybe Rashee Rice. But like, I don't know if they're in this position without Pacheco this year. With
no
the
doubt.
way that he's ran so hard-nosed, and you have to have that to get deep into the playoffs, man. So, and he'll get outshined by the rest of his teammates. But man, yeah, that's a sneaky good one.
Now, the Niners have certainly struggled on controlling the running game, especially outside zone running game. We'll get into some of the keys of the game and where some of these matchups are, is because I think that's the key to the Niners winning this game is heavy outside zone run with Christian McCaffrey and keeping the possession going. Next after Isaiah Pacheco is Brandon Ayuk at plus 4,700 to win the Super Bowl MVP. Trying to think when the last time a wide receiver won the Super Bowl MVP. David got the hint. You didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Like, type on your computer, last wide receiver to win Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, Cooper Kupp.
Oh, Cooper Kupp 2 years ago.
Kupp. Yeah.
Still bitter about that Super Bowl.
And the last one before that was Edelnut.
Julian Edelman?
Yeah. That's what Randy Moss called him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Say that again?
Edelnut. Randy Moss called Julian Edelman Edelnut.
Oh, Edelnut.
Yeah, he had a huge...
Get my hot tub ready, Edelnut.
Next after Brandon is, who David was just talking about, Rashid Rice at plus 6,000 to win that one. Here's another sneaky, decent one at plus 7,500. We were talking about my birthday. Who's this?
What?
For the Niners.
What, August 5th? That's your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What number is that?
85.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's 85 on the Niners?
Man.
If you remove the S, you would still taste the rainbow.
Kittle. Oh, George Kittle. Thank you.
We do a lot of word association on this show. It's like we're playing charades the whole time. But yeah, George Kittle is plus 7,500. And I could see him being a big part of this game. And then last but not least, I guess this is top 10, is Nick Bosa at plus 10,000. Trying to remember the last defensive player to win the Super Bowl MVP.
No.
It's probably not as long ago as we think.
How many sacks you think he needs to qualify?
I don't even know if it's sacks. We just need to get pressure on Mahomes.
Okay. Yeah.
Big time pressure. We got to get him up. But sometimes, who you got?
Von Miller.
Von Miller. There you go. Denver Broncos.
Yep, when they beat Carolina Panthers.
That's right. Scam Newton. And I'm an Auburn guy, so it's fair. I'm not happy with his dispositions as of late with Brock. Did you see Brock clap back?
Yeah, like 90. There's 90 other guys.
I don't know if Brock. I don't see Brock actually saying that, so I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, he's like, there's 90 plus quarterbacks in this league, and you're not one of them.
Oh.
Which good for him if he actually did say it. I just don't know if he would actually. He just doesn't seem like the type of person to get involved in that kind of stuff.
For me, with Cam's comments, it would be one thing if it's like, all right, he's been an NFL quarterback. Yeah. He's been to the Super Bowl. He has a right to
he's been an MVP.
Yeah, to be critical and put his perceptions out there. Where it stops for me is thinking that you still got it.
Yeah,
because if you had it, you would be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not. And that's the thing. You think that you're at a level. And who am I to say this, right? But that's my problems with his statements. Is like, it would be one thing if you're just being critical of the quarterbacks and showing us things that we are ignorant of, that we don't know about the quarterback position, right? That's one thing. But to be like, he's a game manager, but no, bro, you're not in the league for a reason, man.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. And you had opportunities.
Yeah. Came back with the Patriots and rough.
Cam did?
Yeah. Yep.
God, he's been, let's see, Carolina, New Orleans. Is he New Orleans, right?
You're thinking of Jameis.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah. Tampa.
No,
that's Jameis too.
Yeah, that's still Jameis.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry.
Just Carolina and the Patriots.
Yeah, just Carolina and the Patriots. Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like more, though. It certainly did feel like more.
Yeah.
All right. Anytime touchdown props. You know what that means, Jay?
Anytime touchdown. All right, so I can pick two players anytime.
You can pick
first
one.
Quarter. Oh, I can pick one.
And all they got to do is score a touchdown.
Okay.
You can pick 32.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's going to be 32 touchdowns in the game.
Bet the over if that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just going to throw out some ones that I think would be the lowest. Who do you think has the I don't know what to say. If it's the lowest odds.
The favorite?
Who's the favorite? Thank you. Who's the favorite for an anytime touchdown? Who do you think? Give me one from each team.
CMC.
That's probably
Is that
correct.
good?
It's got to be.
San Francisco.
Let me find it. Christian McCaffrey.
So San Francisco, it's got to be CMC's got to be the odds-on
CMC is the odds-on favorite at anywhere from minus 210 to minus 230. And then next on the Chiefs,
I go with Kelsey because that's the only person I know outside.
No, that is correct. He's anywhere from minus 100 to minus 1, all the way up. Some Hard Rock's got him at plus 100. Jump in there.
Okay.
He's going to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
He is definitely going to score a touchdown. Rashid Rice is down there pretty low, too, less than plus 200. Where is Pacheco? They don't have this in any kind of specific order here.
Pacheco,
he's right there too. Anywhere from minus 120 to minus 140. As what running backs, you always got to have a low there. Brandon Ayuk at plus 130, anywhere to plus 175. Brock Purdy, a sneaky good anytime touchdown prop. Anywhere from plus 525 all the way up to plus 850, depending on the sports book. Hard Rock's got him at plus 525. Do you guys think that his legs are going to be important in this Super Bowl?
Well, Have to be,
right?
Have to be. And that's what,
in his eyes.
And his arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
His whole entire body.
Yes. His physical being, yes, is probably important as he's the quarterback.
But that's been one of the things to me, like when people sit there and say game manager, I'm like, game managers don't do this. Game managers don't get out of the pocket and find ways to make things happen. He's above a game manager. Yeah. He's proven this. Just because the guy didn't have an illustrious collegiate career doesn't mean that you can say he's not an elite quarterback in the NFL. Well, and take that away. I don't even care about putting the tag of elite on him just yet, because it doesn't matter if we call him elite or not. What he's doing, though, what he's doing, and you can say it's all about the team, and there is truth to that. There is merit to that. There's no doubt about that. But he's been doing a phenomenal job. And so for me, when I watch him, it doesn't look like he's just managing the game. There's times where he has to come in and take it over, and he proved that in 2 weeks back-to-back in the playoffs.
And I think that was huge for San Francisco going into this Super Bowl. Obviously, we'll talk a lot more about the game as we get into tomorrow and Friday as well. But another potential good, let me find a fun one here. Patrick Mahomes anytime touchdown, anywhere from plus 325 to plus 400. I think that's a pretty decent odds one as well. Let me see if there's anybody.
Is there one on Taylor Swift making it to the game on time?
Oh, man.
I'm
Somewhere
sure
there's
probably not on our books, though, that we can use here in Florida. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not a bad one, anywhere from plus 500 to plus 600. You know, it's like, who had Elijah Mitchell in the NFC Championship at an anytime touchdown? That one probably hit big time. But glad to be back. It was a good show, Jay. We had a good time. We'll do it again tomorrow right here at 11 o'clock. Coming up this afternoon, you got the afternoon underdogs at 4 p.m. And then we are, I'm assuming, broadcasting the Auburn-Alabama basketball game tonight. Huge SEC implications in that one up there at Neville Arena. That's going to be a fun one to watch, that is for sure. Jay, good to be back.
Glad to have you back.
We'll do it again one more time tomorrow, and then we'll do it again Friday. Go Niners. You've been listening to The Inside Drive. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
How about this, Laura? So, fire crews found some burned remnants Tuesday of a bronze statue of Jackie Robinson